door, wearing it.
Why do they have to make everything so difficult? Why couldn't they just tell Mama what Cousin Quill left for her in his will?
Lawyers never make things easy. That's why they make so much money.
Well, they do mining here. Maybe we inherited a gold mine.
What a thought.
So, Grandma, what are you wishing for?
Well, I have everything I need.
Oh, come on.
No, I mean, a new dress isn't going to change my life, or a car, or a fancy, expensive meal. Things don't make me happy. Being with people I love, that's what gives me joy.
What about those sweepstakes winners? Those guys seem to look pretty happy to me when they get those giant checks delivered.
Always a cynic in the crowd.
Excuse me. Is Mr. Schaffner in? Do you have an appointment?
No, ma'am, we don't. We just got into town.
My name is Claire Green. This is my husband, Russell Green. Oh, we weren't expecting you until tomorrow.
Well, when you get word about an inheritance, you drive a little faster. No disrespect intended.
I, Quill Easton Torrey, being of sound mind and body. Well, bottom line here being, he left you his ranch.
House, barn, fields, what kind of ranch?
Well, it's one of the smaller spreads around, about 100 acres. The only thing a ranch that size is good for is going broke. Truth is, buyers aren't standing in line for property in this county, though I have had one party inquire, Chuck Karstens. He was offering $15,000.
Is he still interested?
Don't know, but he's local.
Is the ranch far away? We'd like to see it.
It's easy to find, just 4 miles up the road. Just look for the cow skull on the post. Now, I'll just sign right here.
My hands are shaking. Never inherited anything before. Hunter's Lodge is comfortable if you're looking for a place to stay. Oh, no, thank you. We're going to spend the night on our ranch.
Thank you.
Pax TV.
Amber, how big is an acre? That's about 45,000 square feet. Times 100, let's make it 4,500,000 square feet. That's a lot of feet.
Well, Nathaniel, let me put it in terms maybe you can understand. Erasmus's house is on 1/4 acre.
So the land equals 400 of Erasmus's houses.
We own our own city. So did the lawyers say anything about horses?
No, honey, there are no horses, just a bunkhouse.
Does that mean cowboys live there?
No, it's deserted. I can't believe this is happening. You know, when we sell it, it'll help us get through the rest of the year.
Yeah, and the timing couldn't be any better. Babies don't come cheap.
So we're gonna have to stay here till someone buys it?
No, honey, I'm sure we can work something out with a lawyer. Just have him send us the money.
To Florida?
Don't worry, Josh. We'll get there one day.
Daddy, how much farther?
About another mile down the road.
Nathaniel, be careful.
Okay.
End up in a fire? Bad way to go. Oh, Josh.
When was the last time we saw Quill? It was Auntie Mooster's 90th birthday at her house. It was 10 years ago.
12?
I'm sorry we didn't get here sooner.
It would have been nice, honey, but you had no way of knowing. Let's go take a look up here.
Pretty gross.
Not too bad.
I don't need a broom, Mom.
Come on, I want to look around. Oh.
Hiccups?
I just think she's excited. It's really beautiful.
Be even better in the spring.
I was thinking that myself.
Yeah? We're here that long.
Oh, you never know. You see those trees?
Mm-hmm.
We own them.
We do, huh?
Yeah. And that hill, we own that too. And if we go way over there and see another hill, we own that one as well.
Those trees? Here today, firewood tomorrow. And don't forget what Mr. Shafter said. This ranch is good for one thing, that's going broke. Which is exactly where we are.
But it's ours.
You know what you're saying?
No. Just feelings.
Good morning.
Nothing but ads. Don't get letters anymore.
That's probably because everybody uses email nowadays.
Email?
Yeah, it's mail with computers.
Don't know much about computers. Don't care to either. How come you two aren't in school?
We're homeschooled, and my mama gave us the day off.
Is that so? Well, I don't get too many visitors. How about joining me for a cup of hot cider?
Actually, we were hoping to rent a couple of your horses.
Most of them are out in the pasture. But I do have a couple of mares could use some exercise. You think you can ride? Or do you know?
We know.
Yeah, we worked on a dude ranch once.
Oh. You from around here?
Well, sort of. We're, staying over at the Tory Ranch right now.
You're the next of kin.
Yeah. Yeah, on my mama's side.
Will was a good man. I'm sorry for your loss.
Thanks. Yeah, we didn't know him too well, but...
Knew him well enough to get the ranch. Welcome. I'm Dolly Karsten.
Josh Green.
Dinah.
Let's see what we can do.
Well, it looks like a nice place.
Yeah, I'll go in with you.
Oh, no, I'm fine.
You sure?
Yeah, you go on.
All right, look, if I'm not back by the time you're done, just come on down to the hardware store.
Mm-hmm.
Bye. Bluestem South Cold as it is, Claire's found a kind of a warmth here, a peacefulness. It's a look I hadn't seen in her eyes in a long time. Is the baby coming? Is it this place? Is it time for us to settle down? Sure could use a nudge in the right direction.
It's all so crazy, isn't it?
Honey, it's way beyond crazy.
So far from everything.
This back and forth's got my head spinning.
Just wish I could figure out why it feels so right. Who's that?
Knows what?
That.
What?
Sounds like a baby crying.
The only baby here is inside you. Probably just the wind whistling through the brush. I went to the bank today. It didn't throw me out.
They're gonna give us the loan.
Well, I don't know. If they do give us a loan, that's a sign, isn't it? I mean, to settle down.
The Wonder. You're watching Pat's TV. Share the wonder.
These may be the best eggs I've ever eaten.
It's exaggeration, but I'll accept the compliment.
It must be the water that makes them so fluffy.
More likely the way Mama beats them into submission.
It's all in the wrist.
Why are you guys talking about eggs?
Because they taste good.
Mama, what is with you this morning? You've been smiling and humming.
Are you saying that my disposition isn't usually this sunny?
Not when you're cleaning up cobwebs and scrubbing floors.
Well, there is something I've been thinking about a lot. It has to do with the ranch.
We're thinking of staying.
Well, it is something we've been discussing.
I mean, for a few days. A few weeks.
You're right. There is something in the water.
Close your eyes.
Why?
Just do it. Oh, no cheating. Now, imagine we're sitting around our new country kitchen table that Josh and Nathaniel have helped Russell make. And Hattie is making another batch of her eggs.
Why don't we have omelets today?
All right. And after we're done, we move out right behind where Josh is sitting to the living room. And we just sit, talk, read, maybe just stare out the window. Isn't the view breathtaking? And in time, each of you will have your own room.
Well, a lot of time I don't work as fast as your mama does.
Is this about the baby?
Some. God had a plan for us to travel. We did. But maybe now he has a different plan. I just can't believe we inherited this land to walk away.
But there's no one out here. They're here. Just not all squeezed together like in the city. We went riding yesterday, and we saw Indians.
Really?
Probably going to see quite a few of them. We're right next door to a reservation.
Cool. This settling down thing sounded pretty good. But what about my dad? Is there going to be room for him?
You bet. Of course, two of you'll probably have to bunk together for a while, till we can build an addition.
Do you hear us? We're talking about an addition, and we don't even know if we have enough money for a foundation.
I imagine those aren't the prettiest numbers you've ever seen.
Well, I've been in this business a long time, Mr. Green, and the whole story is seldom told in just a person's bank accounts.
We're thinking of starting with a bunkhouse, making it livable. Now, we would do the work ourselves, but we do need raw material.
Well, based on what I'm seeing here, I don't see any reason why we couldn't loan you $5,000 to start with. That ought to buy you enough lumber and insulation to keep the drafts out.
At what interest rate?
They haven't been this low in a long time.
We'll do it.
Can I point you in the right direction?
No, they're just looking things.
Can't keep them in the store. In fact, most of our best items are never on display. We have collectors calling us from all over the country.
Oh, look at the handwork. But no price tags. That's not a good idea for somebody on a budget.
Indian artifacts can be very valuable.
Grandma, can I get some candy?
I made carrot cake for dinner.
What's that?
The Indian cradle board. Since Indian moms were always on the move, they used these cradle boards to strap their babies to their backs.
It's the original car seat. That must be worth a pretty penny.
Lots of pennies.
Nice, isn't he?
Beautiful. Just what I want. Like we're old friends.
Yeah, he's got a good temperament. Of course, it might have something to do with you being a girl. Prefers girls to boys.
Is oatmeal worth a lot of money?
Depends on what you mean by a lot.
Well, I have about $80.
You making me an offer?
Sort of. See, I've always wanted a horse, and now that we're living here, my parents think of staying for good, you know, and then we'll have plenty of room to run him on, and...
I know a horsewoman when I see one. I'll tell you what. Maybe we can make a deal. I've got too many stalls intact to clean for my own good. If you're willing to put in the hours for, say, 6 months or so, that could be payment enough. Providing it's okay with your folks.
Oh,
Haven't said much.
I'm all right with helping you fix the bunkhouse.
And would live in here?
I don't know, Daddy. I don't know how I feel.
Don't worry about it. You're not alone.
Hey, your father around?
my Uncle Russell? He's up at the bunkhouse.
Thanks. What you got there?
Just some old Indian thing. Gonna sell it up at the trading post for lots of money.
Is that right? Well, I own a trading post. My mother'd like something like that. How about I, save you a trip into town? I gave you $25 for it. You're in luck. I got 2 of these. $40. Count of 3. Goes back in the pocket. 1.
Sold.
It was a pleasure doing business with you. Mr. Gray.
Yes, sir.
I'm Chuck Karstens. My mother owns the ranch next door.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, my sister and I, we were riding horses over there the other day. Yes, you mentioned that. I'm afraid I didn't come with any welcome pie, but I did bring you something else. I've got a business proposition for you. I want to buy your ranch.
Claire. It's Mr. Karstens.
Chuck.
Nice to meet you. Mr. Schaffner told us about you.
My mother has always had her eye on this spread. I'm willing to offer $15,000. Now, ask around. I think you'll find it's a fair price.
No, that sounds fair.
We're staying.
You farm?
Done some.
Tough road on a small spread.
Well, that may be, but it's the road we've chosen.
I will get by. Always have.
Well, in that case, I wish you the best of luck. I run the trading post in town. Drop by, see if there's anything I do to help you get settled.
Appreciate that.
Good day.
Russell, there's a fire outside.
John! Grab the fire extinguisher. Get out there.
Looks to me like a gasoline trap.
Gasoline? It was on purpose?
More likely it was than it wasn't.
Pot hunters. Been scavenging that land of yours for years.
Pot hunters?
Yeah, they dig up old Indian campgrounds for your artifacts, sell them on the black market.
We're asleep in our bunkhouse. What harm are we to them?
Well, putting down roots, we put a cramp in the business.
What about Quill? They bother him, too?
He always kept his rifle handy. No, I always figured they had a hand in the fire.
Did you investigate?
We nosed around, questioned a few locals, couldn't prove a thing. There was some think it was the Indians.
Why does some think that?
You know, there was a time when that ranch was theirs.
There was a time when this whole land was theirs.
Yep. Times changed, though.
Thought we agreed you'd be here at 9 sharp.
I'm so sorry. We had a really horrible night last night. The lumber that my daddy bought to fix up our place, was set on fire. I didn't think that.
Is anybody hurt?
Just scared. My dad's going down to talk to the sheriff. Right now we think maybe somebody did it on purpose.
There.
You know, we didn't lose that much lumber, but it still might not be a bad idea for me to go into town and nose around about a job, especially now that we got a bank loan to repay.
Do we look worried? Nobody's going to chase us away.
No, they're not.
Thanks, hon.
Uncle Russell? Here. Use that for new lumber.
$40.
Well, where did you get that? When it goes through your hands like water.
I sold some old Indian thing I found.
What old Indian thing?
Like the one at the store. That guy that came by yesterday? He offered me 25, but I held out. Got 40.
Be with you in a moment.
That's it.
Excuse me. Could you tell me what that is that you're wrapping?
This is a toy cradle board. It probably belonged to a little Indian girl.
Is it for sale?
Sold. I'm sorry, it's the only one we have.
How much does a thing like that go for?
Well, depends upon the condition. This was an exceptional find. It's in the 500 range.
Dollars? I got ripped off.
Mr. Green, nice to see you again.
Thank you. We just came in to take a look around.
It's your Indian artifacts.
They're an excellent investment.
Is that right?
Our nephew told us about the purchase you made from them.
Stole from me. He gave me 40 and he's selling it for 100.
That's the difference between wholesale and retail.
Like the difference between fair price and ripped off.
You said you were giving it to your mother.
I had no idea the value of that piece until I got it cleaned up. Let's see, with overhead and expenses, one additional $100.
$100?
Put your money away. You made a deal with a minor, and I don't think that's right.
Or legal.
We want it back.
Uncle Russell, I think I'd rather...
Etta, give the young man his cradle board. I hope there's no hard feelings between us.
Not now.
Hi. Thank you.
What brings you to town, Mom?
I needed a few things.
I could have brought him out on the way home.
The little girl who rides oatmeal. Did I tell you about her?
Yes, you're giving away a $500 horse.
Selling. She's going to work it off.
That's none of my business. That was her parents you just passed on the way out.
They had a fire there last night. Burned some lumber?
Bad luck. Quill's place must be jinxed.
Seems that way. Or somebody's causing the bad luck. I'd give every penny I have not to let anyone else get hurt.
What's done is done. You know it wasn't my fault. Let's talk about something else. I want your visit to end well.
I cannot wait till it's spring. It's gonna be so beautiful.
Yeah, but now I know why bears hibernate. Better get used to it.
Hey, look!
What?
Right there.
Where? Oh, whoa. The mouth of a cave.
Come on. It's gonna be so weird when you're gone.
What do you mean, weird good or weird bad?
I don't know, weird alone. What if there's like a bear in the cave?
Well, we'll be going down a lot faster than when we came up.
It's really dark in there.
We were climbing. It wasn't just an accident, though. We were shot at.
Shot at?
Yeah, we were climbing up this hill. We saw a cave.
Where?
Down the ravine. There's a gold-painted boulder. It's up the hill from there.
Oh, I think it may be broken.
Josh, take your mama and Dinah into town to that clinic, and then go get the sheriff. I'll meet you out there.
Russell, don't.
Russell?
Honey, whoever shot at him's probably long gone by now.
And if they're not?
Tomorrow on Candid Camera.
Put it down nice and easy.
You the one shot at my kids?
It's just a warning, wasn't even close.
A bullet in the same direction as my kids is too close.
Good girl, is she hurt?
She might have a broken arm.
My apologies, I have a child of my own.
It's quite a stash you got here. You in competition with Chuck Karstens, the trading post?
No, we're protecting what's ours. My tribe has been digging up these memories for years. Whites don't have respect for us or our past.
I'm white. I've got respect for your people. And from what I've heard about them, I don't have much respect for these pot hunters.
I shoot pot hunters.
Well, I just turned them over to the sheriff, but that's just me. Now, since I'm not a pot hunter, and you're not a pot hunter, you mind telling me why I'm still staring down that rifle of yours?
This belonged to one of my ancestors. It's my sacred duty to keep this safe.
Well, the sheriff thinks that your sacred duty had something to do with Quill Torrey's house burning down.
Well, that's a lie, because Quill Torrey was my friend.
A white man?
Quill Torrey knew the truth. How this land was stolen from my people by his own family. By many families who still live in this valley.
Yeah, that was a long time ago.
Not so long. Quill heard the cries of my people. He knew the truth. He wanted to give this land back.
Then why did he leave it to my wife?
Because he died before he could change the will. So why would we want to harm him? His death only robbed us once more of our land.
Eddie? Eddie? Mr. Green, you all right? Find anything?
No. Let's go check by the river.
Okay, I'll check for tracks.
Do you have any proof of this stuff you saying about Quill?
Tara? You have a young girl in here about 14 named Dinah Green?
I'm Dinah's mother.
Mrs. Green. I'm Dolly Karstens. I heard about Dinah. Is she okay?
Fine. Just some scratches, bruises. Mostly scared.
Honey, is Dinah okay?
She's just fine. Did you find anything? Caesar.
I found a cave full of artifacts and an Indian with a rifle.
Is he the one who shot at her?
Yeah. Just a warning shot. He said to keep him away from the cave. He didn't shoot at me. Claire, our land. He says that belongs to his tribe.
Maybe 100 years ago.
Honey, there was a massacre. The ones who survived it scattered, and the pioneers came in and settled. But the ranch, honey, Quill's land, it's her burial ground. The Indian says Quill was sympathetic about that. He was even guilty about what his forefathers had done. He was going to give that land back to him.
You believe that?
Yeah, I do.
Why? Why would you believe that? They burn our lumber. They shoot at our children. They probably even burn Quill's house to get him to give it back.
Mrs. Green. Your man's got it right.
What do you know about this?
The Indians didn't kill Quill. And they didn't set his house afire. Quill was always catching pot hunters and throwing them off his land. One of them was my son. He's been pilfering artifacts and selling them to collectors for years. 6 months ago, Quill caught him. It was the last straw. He swore that the only way to stop him was to do the right thing and give the land back to its rightful owners. Do you know that for a fact? Yes. Quill told me.
So it was your son burned Quill out.
Chuck swears it was an accident. Things were said that they were pushing and shoving each other. Kerosene lamp went over and the place caught on fire. Chuck ran. Quill stayed. Why did he have to go back inside? Why didn't he just let the place burn?
You knew about this and you didn't say anything?
He's my son. My ranch has been failing ever since my husband died. I couldn't bear the thought of losing my home and my son. I am so sorry. I never thought things would get this bad. You have my word that this will stop here and now. I'll see that Chuck goes to the sheriff in the morning. The truth will come out. Nobody else is going to get hurt over this. It's over. It's all over.
For many years, we have come here to honor our people who were killed by the white man. This is the first time any white person has come to do the same.
This land is sacred, and always should be. My cousin realized that, and it was his intention to give the land back to you. So now it's my honor to fulfill his dream.
The spirits of our people have been waiting many years for burial rites. They will be able to sleep now.
And the crying baby.
The spirit reaching out to your heart. You listened.
You're welcome to stay here and live with us.
As this land belongs to you, there's some place that we belong to. You realize that?
I understand. The money you owe the bank, we will pay. It'll be our debt. May your journeys take you to lands where you're always welcome.
Wait. This belongs to you.
Thank you.
Turn down big bucks for it.
Hey, wait. This is for you. Until we meet again.
Josh, why don't you go finish loading the car up? We'll be down there in a minute.
Sorry about oatmeal. If you do sell them, make sure you sell them to a girl.
Oatmeal's not going anywhere. You'll be back for him, I'm sure of it.
Any regrets?
Not a one.
Well, I have one. I don't get to see that look on your face.
What look?
Oh, it's full of sparkle and sass. Green family, catch up to me. We're going to have us a ranch with a view.
You look pretty silly, huh?
You wear silly very well, my love. You just spun out your dream till the rest of us could catch catch up, that's all. You hang on to that tree, Claire. I'll build you that ranch one day.
Yeah.
Yeah. Great big one. And then you're going to have to listen to me complain about fences being down in the back 40 and down a string of horses needing new shoes.
I remember a beautiful forest we